have our award for the Daniel Burnham Comprehensive Plan Award, and I wish congratulations to the Village of Frankfort on their comprehensive plan, and like to introduce Jeff Cook. Hi, Jeff. How's it going?
Hey, Tim. Thanks for welcoming me to the awards ceremony here. Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff Cook. I'm the Assistant Administrator for the Village of Frankfort, and I've worked in the planning field here for about 18 years or so. We last did a complete comprehensive plan in 2004, and I had helped work on that. And so it's been a fair amount of time since then, and conditions certainly have changed. And we recognized that need and really worked with our board and planning commission to identify the update of that plan as a priority. And we began that process through an RFP process to engage a consultant to assist our staff efforts. And that was in late fall of 18. We selected Teska and Associates, led by Mike Hoffman and Aaron Sigliano. And they took us through a process of about 20 months that ultimately resulted in the adoption of a new 2040 comprehensive plan for the Village of Frankfort.
Excellent. And you know, I would say that reading the plan, the jury commented on this as well. It's very well laid out. It's very visually pleasing. Like the brand was very clear, it's very strong. And so I could definitely see kind of how it came together on the page. But I was wondering if maybe you could talk a little bit about the plan's development and kind of how it came together and, you know, that sort of stuff.
Sure. Well, Tim, you know, what doesn't always come through in the final document and the print is really the process that goes into the comprehensive plan. And, you know, how do you get to all of the pages that are there and the designs and the documents? And that was a very important piece from certainly a staff perspective and our board's perspective, but the community as well. And so we really emphasized that on the front end and in our review of the proposals from, you know, we received proposals from many qualified firms, but really Teska stood out as being able to deliver this process that was very engaging, very multi-channel, and fit exactly with what we were looking to achieve. And that was critical for success, I think, in resulting in the approval of this plan. Yeah. Some of the things that we did, as you mentioned, was the branding of the project. We had a project website. We used social media, some of our partner organizations to get the word out. Some of our live in-person meetings, if you can remember those. We used live polling where people would actually see the results to several different studies during that process. We actually had pop-up events too. So, you know, people are very busy these days, and the thought process was not everybody wants to come out to a traditional public meeting, particularly on something called comprehensive planning that maybe they don't understand totally. So we actually had booths at some of our park district events in the park. We went to the schools to engage some of the students at the middle and high school. We had a booth at our farmers market event, and those were very well received. And you're capturing people where they are, you know, when and where they are, where they want to be engaged, where they can kind of give you, they're surprised. They're not feeling like they're attending a government event or anything like that. So I think that helped us really get to the essence of some of what their input really was.
Yeah, that's a good point. You get kind of more honesty and they're more frank in giving you that kind of feedback, and it kind of reflects their actual interests and values, which I think is great. You know, in our talks getting ready for today, you mentioned something that stood out in my mind that definitely was reflected in the plan, because you mentioned the last time you did it was 2004 when you were involved, and obviously times have changed considerably since then. And you mentioned that there were some land use changes that you definitely wanted to update as well.
Yeah, that's correct. There was everything in this plan from global issues down to more site-specific issues. And two that I would call out really are, we had a large tract of vacant land that was seen as, you know, very large commercial type development in the future. And in 2004, we spelled out a fairly precise design plan or concept design plan for that tract. And I think most people today understand that that's really kind of pie in the sky and not likely to actually result. But the question was, well, what should it be? What could it be? And that was tackled as part of this process. And what ended up happening was we have a new site-specific concept plan that integrates a variety of uses in a more walkable, mixed-use type of an environment that pivoted us off of that initial thought of just massive commercial at a scale that isn't really supported by the market today. The other item was dealing with the teardown issue that so many communities have faced in one way or another. And in our particular situation, we had some housing stock that really required some reinvestment, and others that are doing pretty well, and you have a preservation issue, and those sometimes were viewed as being in conflict. And so the process allowed us to kind of bring those two sides of the coin together and find and identify those attributes that you want to preserve and allow you to do appropriate infill. And that resulted in an actual residential design guidelines document that's in use today.
Got it. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And it sounds like, things are off and running, to be honest. So I was wondering if there are any key successes or things that you've accomplished during since adoption that stand out.
Absolutely, Tim. The residential design guidelines that I mentioned, that those were being used actually before we even adopted them. I was kind of doing a trial run with that. So those have informed the decision-making process on several applications that we've processed since, I guess, December of 19, when the plan was officially adopted. Yeah. And then just another reminder to all of us really is, sometimes it's just better to be lucky than good, right? One of the things in our plan had a major roadway and bicycle trail connection. As part of the plan, we kicked around the idea of, well, maybe we design it, work out right-of-way agreement, all of those types of things we've done. And as we were proceeding with considering engineering design services, Illinois issues the Rebuild Illinois funds, and money just appeared out of nowhere, and it looks like we're going to be able to actually execute that on a time frame that nobody else could have ever predicted. So
that's actually great. Yeah. And that's the testament to the comprehensive planning process right there, is that you recognize it's good to have a plan that's up to date and reflects our values, and it also positions you to actually be able to jump on projects like that. So I think that's a clear indicator as to why this stood out as an excellent example of comprehensive planning. So again, congratulations to you and the village and the team that did it. It definitely stands out in the minds of APA Illinois, and congratulations once again.
Thank you so much, Tim. And I would be remiss if I don't mention my colleague, Zach Brown, who was a critical and key component in this planning process as well. So many thanks to Zach, Mike and Aaron of Teska and their team, and all the residents of Frankfort.
Excellent. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Tim.